Oh, it's time. Time to get radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Radical Comment of the Week for March the 14th through March the 20th, 2022. These are the very best comments from that time period. Starting out with the runners-up, we have Sam's Horror, Red Strass 97, and Art Bell. Starting out with the bronze medal, we have Dumas. Sure, buy the anime. I will want to play too. But I encourage everyone, please do not play the multiplayer. They are full of scumbags with monetization and online, gambling boxes, and a high cost of anything. There are even such scumbags, they make it so it's not possible to steal cars in online GTA. Think about that. You cannot steal cars. You must grind and buy or pay credit cards and buy real cash. That is to say, they only allow stealing of crap generic NPC cars like Honda Civic looking ones. Literally none of the nice cars can be stolen. Unstealable. Fuck that BS. I won't support that crap. Then because all the fools buying all the loot boxes and real cash cars, they refuse to make any new game for 15 years. Well, when it comes to GTA 5 Online, which you're talking about, I very rarely have gotten on there to play that. I'm more or less, personally, Dumas, I'm more of an offline player. When it comes to online, unless I'm playing with a buddy of mine and it's co-op, I just don't know, you know? It's not for me. And that's probably, most people are about online gaming these days, but I'm really not about it. So when it comes to GTA 5 or any Grand Theft Auto, I think generally, that's the irony here, is I think they're an amazing value as an open world game, open world experiences. They've always been. When it comes to an open world game that has a ton of replayability and entertainment, just if it's just running for the cops in those games, in those huge worlds, Grand Theft Auto, dollar for dollar, are the best, hands down. Games like that, games like Fallout, games like Skyrim, you get your money's worth with that game. So I can't tell you and verify a lot of things you're talking about in the game, the online, but I know a lot of people play it. And that's a big money maker for them, is beyond selling the copy of the game, you have the online, where you pay credits for the cars in the game. Can you tell, I'm not the person to talk to about GTA 5 Online. But I will say, that's probably why we've had such a long wait, over a decade. It was late September, I think September 30th, 2013, that game came out. I remember that. I was all hyped about it, and I was happy with the game. Over a decade, we've had to wait for a new Grand Theft Auto. Now we got a Red Dead Redemption. Okay, that's fine. But this is the longest wait we've had between major Grand Theft Auto games. By far, this is the longest wait we have had. And a lot of that is because of GTA Online. That's one of the big reasons. If there was no online component to GTA 5, then we'd already have GTA 6. Now, I wonder if we're excited about GTA 5 Online, if they were told, hey, within the next 4 or 5 years, you'll have another major Grand Theft Auto game versus waiting almost 10 to 15 years for one. I wonder if people would be so hyped about the online then. Thank you, Dumas. The silver medal comes to us from Carlamo. You chose the worst time to be a console dealer. Between the Metal Jesus Rocks or whatever YouTuber and others just destroyed the classic games consoles market. But don't worry, it's just a bubble. Sooner or later, we'll implode. Not even the same YouTuber collectors that created this situation are buying. Every Hidden Gems YouTube video is an inflation in prices for the games consoles that are sold, and I suspect, I'm sure really, the same inflating prices with those videos are the same selling the games at inflated prices. But yeah, no one is buying anymore. If you can go to Canada, go there. Everything consoles related is still there. The Craigslist and Goodwills in Canada are great. People there are not greedy. Well, what I've noticed from selling, at the flea market, my store and whatnot, is a place like that. You cannot get the same value for something as you can maybe online or in certain different places. Because it's the flea market. A lot of people will call it your bullshit. If you have a copy of Resident Evil 1 PS1 and you want $300 for it because it's in pristine condition, they'll call that shit out right quick. It's because it's not worth $300. I hate to tell a lot of you speculators on the market here, but Resident Evil PS1 is not worth $300. But I've seen online some people are wanting $300 for it. I don't care the condition. Unsealed? No, that's not. And we need to get to a point where we look at how many copies of these games were made. But you got a great point when it comes to the Metal Jesus factor, which is not just him. It is a lot of YouTubers. So I think he unfairly gets all of the blame for creating this retro gaming bubble. It was not just him, but he contributes to it with his little hidden gems uploads. Because the minute there's a hidden gems upload, it seems like the prices fluctuate on some of those games. And that's called, I think, insider trading. Because for someone like him that trades in video games, you can't tell me that him, and maybe he gets on the hotline with other YouTubers and say, hey, you remember for a while, Pepsi Man was the big one YouTubers were talking about? And it seemed kind of like they were all kind of getting together to talk about and make videos about Pepsi Man. It's kind of weird, right? It's just insider trading, I believe. And you would be foolish to think that all these YouTubers are getting online to talk about this stuff out of just their passion for game stuff. No. There's a lot of money to be made when it comes to video games. And, so when it comes to speculation, I don't know. I mean, you ever looked at the price of a game and went and just laughed like, really? You want that fucking much for that? Another thing I'm not going to get into is DK Oldies, because I keep getting pop-ups and ads for DK Oldies, and that's part of the problem too. People actually paying the prices on DK Oldies. I mean, have you looked at some of the prices they want for some of the consoles? Before I move on to the gold medal, I will say when it comes to dealing consoles, you can't make a lot of money off of consoles. I've found that out the hard way. I've had consoles I thought would just move snap of the finger. From what I've heard online from all these YouTubers talking about, oh, that's a console that you should move just like that. Everyone's hot for that console. No, it's got to be the right price. And reality is, most people are caring about the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and the Switch. Most people are not even caring about the older consoles. Just most average people. That's just how it is. That's what I can tell you at a flea market. There's a lot of people that come there, and they always ask me, go PS5 games? Go PS5 games? Go Switch games? That's what they're caring about, right? So at some point, you look at it, and if you have consoles, fine. But the biggest mistake I've made is trying to think that I'm making a whole lot of money on selling game consoles when you're really not, when you factor in the fact that something might be wrong with them, you might have to get it fixed. So I'm mostly in media sales right now. I'm getting away from consoles a bit, and they take up so much space also. That's the worst part of dealing in consoles is you have to make space in your house for all these consoles. And then you have to set up appointments with people that know how to fix them. And when it comes to disc, they take up hardly no space. You can put them on spindles. Okay, but that's all I got to say about that. Thank you, Garlambo. Moving on to the shiny gold medal, we got Martyville. The only reason you would buy a GameCube over a Wii, in my mind, is to use the Game Boy Player accessory so you can play GBA, GB, and Game Boy Color games on your home console. For most people, it's usually just Pokemon. Backward compatibility is the reason I like the Wii and still play it alongside my nieces to this day, who have a Switch. Every time they come, they want to play Kirby or New Super Mario Bros. Wii, sometimes even Wii Sports. I use my Wii to primarily play GameCube games like Super Mario Sunshine or Smash Bros. Or again, Pokemon titles for the GameCube. However, the only Wiis you want to own are the ones with GameCube backward compatibility. Those without have less value. Wii without GameCube should be easier to obtain, but who knows for how long. The Wii Mini should be below $100 considering it has almost nothing like Wi-Fi connectivity, HD TV compatibility, no Game Boy Color compatibility, doesn't look good, and who knows what else. It's just a Wii gameplay machine. Edit, Wii U may be expensive because it has most of the good Switch games for a good price, and you have access to a large Wii library in addition to free online for this month alongside VC. It may get a price drop once the eShop closes, but scalpers and these collector YouTubers won't let that happen. Well, on that last thing you talked about, Martyville, I've noticed Wii U is highly more sought after it seems like, online, or you'll pay more to get Wii U games now, which is really ironic, isn't it? Because when the Wii U was out, a lot of people really didn't care about it. But things like that factor into the popularity later on, whereas everyone wanted a Wii. Everyone wanted to play Wii Sports, which, by the way, for some reason, Wii Sports is hard to find. How the fuck is Wii Sports hard to find? There was a guy I was talking to before Christmas, and his buddy of mine I used to work with, and he said he was looking for Wii Sports. I said I had a copy. And I'm coming back on the promise here because I promised that I would probably meet him somewhere, and he wanted Wii Sports to sell his mother because she had a Wii. And I said, hey, man, no biggie, $5 for you. I don't talk to him a whole lot, but I got his number. I didn't call him back because I looked online and I was like, shit, ain't no way I'm selling it for $5 because they're hard to find. And I might want to play Wii Sports. It's a pretty fun game. But what the hell? Why is Wii Sports hard to find? It doesn't make any sense. No sense. Now, when it comes to the backward compatibility, comparing a GameCube and the Wii, the GameCube has backward compatibility to a lot of the GBA, GB, and GBC games, which is a lot. That's a lot of games right there. I mean, that's more games than for the Wii. I guess it comes back to your preferences. If you have a huge collection of Game Boy games, then you might want to get, if you have it with the player, that's hard to find. If you have a GameCube with the Game Boy player, then that's something you might want. But if you want the Wii, then you get all the backward compatibility with the GameCube games. Very important, though. Good point you mentioned is not all the Wiis are backward compatible with the GameCube. In the same way, not all the PlayStation 3s are backward compatible with the PlayStation 2 games. I always wondered about that. Sometimes these systems start out with full backward compatibility, but then the new ones, the upgraded systems, they take that away. That's kind of shitty. Maybe it's because these systems are smaller, they're slimmer. Of course, the Wii Mini, not going to have that backward compatibility, but I don't know why you would take a Wii Mini over a regular Wii, because it's not like the Wii was huge. The Wii is one of the smallest systems there is. I could get it like if you have like a giant system and it has a mini version, but who out there is going, this Wii, it's too fucking huge. The Wii is a small system. So to me, what's personally more attractive to me in the GameCube versus the Wii, even though I don't like having to go through the system to, hook up the sensor bar and all that kind of crap, and I still find the Wii probably, it's close, man. It is. I mean, the ability to play all the GameCube games and the Wii games, to me, that's it. I would choose that over probably the GameCube.